Make sure it's on. Is it focused?
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا ووسيلتنا إلى الله محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحابته والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. الله سبحانه جل جلاله في كتابه المحكم يقول: ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله. ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله. ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله. فهذه هي وصية الله للأولين والآخرين، أن اتقوا الله. التقوى ليست معناها أنك تبكي أو تحس بألم، هذا ليس هو التقوى.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. After praising Allah and the Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, the Shaykh is taking now some time to, inshallah, give some advice. And he started out this advice by saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ
وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ.
Verily, the advice or admonition and you could say admonition that was given to the people of the book before you and you, the community of the Muslims, is to have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is to have taqwa of Allah. Shaykh said that
هذه هي وصية الله للأولين والآخرين.
This is Allah's admonition to the beginning communities, to the first and the last, to have taqwa of Him. And taqwa does not mean that you cry and you feel pain and that you go through like this emotional thing. This is not what taqwa is.
حاصل التقوى اجتناب وامتثال في ظاهر وباطن بذا تنال. فجاءت الأقسام حقا أربعة وهي للسالك سبل المنفعة. قال الإمام ابن عاشر المغربي في باب التصوف، قال: حاصل التقوى اجتناب المنهيات وامتثال المأمورات بعد العلم. أن تعلم وتطبق ظاهرا وباطنا، تمتثل الأوامر التي تعلمتها، وتنتهي عن المنهيات التي تعرف تحريمها في ظاهرك وباطنك، في الظاهر والباطن. هذا هو التقوى، وإلا فلا.
It's a beautiful definition of Imam Ibn Ashar, who says that taqwa is after you seek knowledge of what Allah commanded you, that you fulfill what Allah has commanded you inwardly and outwardly after you sought the knowledge of that, and then you stay away from what Allah prohibited you from inwardly and outwardly after you have knowledge of what is prohibited.
وإلا فلا.
If you don't do that, then this is not taqwa.
إذا لم تتعلم وتتوقف ظاهرا وباطنا وتمتثل ظاهرا وباطنا فهذه ليست تقوى.
If you don't learn your religion and if you don't apply what Allah commanded you inwardly and outwardly, and you don't stay away from what He prohibited you inwardly and outwardly, it's not taqwa.
هذه ليست تقوى.
This is not taqwa.
مطلقا.
Ever.
فمن عمل عبادة إبراهيم بن أدهم ليلا ونهارا وليست على أثر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، هذه لا فائدة فيها البتة. لا فائدة فيها البتة. من صلى 1000 ركعة كل ليلة وقال لا إله إلا الله 1000 مرة كل ليلة ولا يوافق سنة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال فهو رد عليه. حديث البخاري ومسلم. من عمل عملا ليس عليه فهو رد عليه، مردود على صاحبه، غير مقبول، يضرب به وجهه.
Even if a person were to worship Allah with the worship of the master Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn Adham, one of the masters of the early ascetic scholars, even if he were to worship like him night and day, it would be of no benefit if he's not learning his religion. Were he to pray 1,000 rakats in the day, or were stay up all night in dhikr, or do other acts of worship, if it is not in line with that which the Messenger ﷺ has brought, then it will be rejected. It will be rejected. It will be rejected and not accepted in the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim. It will not be accepted from him because they did it not in accordance with what the Messenger ﷺ has
قال
prescribed for
ابن
us.
المنذر أجمع المسلمون على أن الإنسان لا يحل له أن يفعل فعلا حتى يعلم حكم الله فيه.
Ibn Mundhir says in his Kitab al-Ijma' that the Muslims have agreed upon it is not permissible for any Muslim to engage in any act of worship or until they know what the command of Allah is in that matter. That they need
والأدلة
knowledge
من
of it.
الكتاب والسنة طافحة واضحة جدا.
And the proof is in the Quran and the Sunnah. The proofs of the
يعني-
Quran and the Sunnah are clear about this. There's no doubt.
طافحة معناها منتشرة كثيرة
It means
جدا.
it's widespread and there's so much of it in the Quran and the
الله
Sunnah.
تعالى يقول في كتابه المحكم في سورة الإسراء: ولا تقف ما ليس لك بعلم، لا تفعل فعلا ولا تقل قولا ولا تصلي ولا تطهر ما ليس لك به علم. لا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا.
And in the Quran it mentions that not to follow that which you have no knowledge of. Verily the hearing, the sight and the heart all will be responsible. Shaykh said what this is saying is that Allah is commanding you don't do a thing until you know what Allah has prescribed in it, because Allah is saying don't follow, don't do that which you have no knowledge of.
فإذا فعلت فقد خالفت أمر الله قال لا تفعل لا تفعل.
If you did something that you didn't know what you should have done, you've disobeyed Allah.
الله تعالى قال لا تفعل.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this said don't follow, don't do until you know. So when you did it without knowing, you disobeyed Allah.
والله تعالى في سورة العصر قال الإمام الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا ببركاته: هذه السورة لو لم ينزل الله من القرآن لكفت. فقط هذه السورة سورة العصر.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Asr, this chapter of which Imam Shafi said if it was only this surah that Allah revealed, it would have sufficed humanity.
كفاية.
It would have been enough for them.
الله تعالى يقول: والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. عملوا الأعمال الصالحات الموافقة لسنة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes an oath by Asr and then says that verily humans are in a state of loss except those who believe and, what Shaykh is going to explain now, perform deeds, righteous good deeds.
موافقة لما كان عليه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
This amal al-salihah, Shaykh is saying, it is that action that lines up with the intent and the method and prescription of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if you don't do it like that, it's not considered righteous deeds.
فمن لا يفعل ذلك في خسر كما قال تعالى: إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
If you don't do that, then you go back to the beginning or the ayah before that you're in loss.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. وفي سورة الكهف يقول الله سبحانه جل جلاله: فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا. ما قال فليعمل عملا وخلاص، لم يفتح له الباب. الصفة تقيد، الوصف يقيد. من كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا موافقا للسنة ظاهرا وباطنا. ولذلك قال عملا صالحا في الظاهر موافق للسنة. وبعد ذلك قال الله تعالى في آخر الآية: ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. لا يجعل في قلبه إشراك رياء ولا سمعة.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Kahf that so let the one who yearns for the meaning of his Lord, that he performs actions of amal as-salihat, as Shaykh mentioned, righteous deeds that are in conformity with that which the Prophet ﷺ has prescribed and taught, muwafaqan li sunnah, matching and aligning itself with the sunnah. And then so that is the outward of what Allah is commanding. And later in that same verse, in the latter part of it, it says, and do not associate partners with Allah, going now into the inward of associating partners with Allah and doing shirk and riyah and those things.
فظاهر الشرع ذنوه بباطنه جمعا وتثنية من دون الإفراد. ذنوا ظاهر الشرع بباطنه. ابدأوا بظاهر الإثم وذنوه بباطنه فتجمع لكم الخصلتان. يعني تبدأون بالظاهر تصححونه وتختمون بالباطن. هذا هو العلم، ظاهر الإثم وباطنه.
Begin first correcting yourself and aligning yourself outwardly to the Sharia, and then as you do that, then inshallah you have to move inwardly until both are matching, such that disobedience does not manifest outwardly or inwardly on you.
وقال الإمام ابن زيد القيرواني: ولا قول أو فعل أو نية إلا بموافقة السنة. لا يصح قول أو نية أو فعل إلا بموافقة السنة.
And Imam Ibn Abi Zayd
هذا يقال له
al-Qayrawani,
مالك الصغير.
they call him the little Malik. He said, no intention, no deed, no word can ever be truly accepted unless it is in line with the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
وفيه آية مخوفة الله تعالى يقول قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. قال عمر رضي الله تعالى عنه لا عبرة بسبب النزول، وكل آية نزلت في الكافرين تجر ذيلها في عصاة المسلمين، كل من عمل من المسلمين عملهم يجري عليه ذلك النص. قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين.
Should I not inform you of the worst losers? And I'm fearful here translating the Quran. You can look this up in Surah Al-Kahf. What indicates the following meanings: that should I not inform you of the worst of those who are in loss or the losers? Those who performed actions of good deeds they thought were good deeds in this world, but in reality they didn't do anything that was accepted and well. And in Imam Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, he said all those ayats in the Quran that talk about the kafir and the munafiqeen also are
كل من يفعل فعلهم من المسلمين فذلك يجري عليه.
All of the any verse that talks about the kuffar and the munafiqun, if Muslims are doing those things, it also applies to them as well. Warnings.
فلا عبرة بالسبب، معروفة قاعدة عند الأصوليين والغي ضمير البعض والأسباب، لا عبرة بسبب النزول. سبب النزول لا يخصص، هذا معروف لا يخصص.
Everybody knows in the science of the Quran that just because a verse was related because of a specific situation does not necessarily restrict that to that particular reason why it was revealed.
فلا بد من تعلم العلم وتطبيقه، لا بد من تعلم الشريعة كما قال الجنيد السالك رحمه الله تعالى الطرق كلها مسدودة طرق الوصول إلى الله تعالى مقفولة إلا من اقتفى أثر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And again, as Imam al-Junayd, he said that all paths leading to this salvation are all closed except the one that is in line and following with the dictates and the mandates and the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
لا غير ذلك.
He cannot follow other than that.
لا غير ذلك. تعلموا العلم، اجعلوا لفرائض العين دروسا. اعلموا أن الكوميونتي المجتمع الإسلامي يجب عليه دروس عينية على الجميع، أبا وأما وبنتا وابنا كبيرا صغيرا. ليس هذا للشباب، ليس هذا للشباب، ليس هذا للشباب. سئل بعض العلماء من أحوج الناس إلى التعلم، قال العالم لقبح الخطايا عليه، والشيخ لقصار عمره. الرجل الكبير الشايب لأنه على حاشية قبره سيموت غدا، يموت ما صلى. استغفر الله من كبير لا يصلي، استغفر الله من أصحاب السبعينات لا يصلون، واستغفر الله من أصحاب الستينات لا يصلون والخمسينات والأربعينات. أنتم على حواشي قبوركم، على شفير القبر، هيئوا الأكفان، فواحد جنازة يحتاج أن يصلي.
And it is a must that if communities want to be successful, that they have to teach fard ayn, which is the knowledge that every single Muslim must know because Allah commanded it. And this is not something for the youth. This is what Shaykh emphasized and raised his voice. This is not for shabab. This is not for young people. This is for all people, men, women, children. One of the scholars was asked who is in most need of knowledge, and he said
العالم لقبح الخطأ عليه، لأنه إذا أخطأ يفسد المسلمين، يحتاج أن يتعلم.
The scholar who may have a mistake, he's most in need because he could keep spreading that mistake, so he needs to be corrected. And an old sheikh in Arabic actually means somebody old age, very old, a sheikh who is on the brink of death. He's right at his grave, he's about to die. He needs that knowledge more than anyone else because perhaps he's made a mistake or he needs to learn. Shaykh said that, or they need to pray that they haven't prayed. And he said, I seek refuge in God from 70-year-old that doesn't pray. Or from a 60, a person in their 60s who don't pray. We seek refuge in God from a person in their 50s that doesn't pray. We seek refuge in God from somebody in their 40s that don't pray. This is not... and does not have faith or
لا يعتقد اعتقاده فاسد.
and does not have correct faith, actually does not have correct
كم من
aqidah.
الناس الآن يشكون في بعض الضروريات من الدين الواضحة.
How many people now have a doubt in matters of this religion that are absolutely known by necessity?
الواضحة.
Clear things, not debatable, but yet they have doubts in it.
كمثل الشك في اشتراك الأديان، كمثل الشك في جواز الكذب على الله سبحانه وتعالى. هذا كفر.
For example, people that are confused with perennialism now. People out there that say, you know, all the religions in the end get you to paradise. There's people saying this amongst the Muslims. They're spreading verses of the Quran out of place, saying that as long as you follow that, you'll be okay. And Shaykh said that how many people are spreading what is known clearly from the Quran. And how many people that are out there that Shaykh said they're discussing ridiculous question that it's possible for Allah to lie. A'udhu
يقول
billah.
يجوز عقلا.
That is it's allowed aqlan, yani, in theology you have those things that are how do you translate aqlan? Intellectually, that this is possible. Shaykh said this is kufr. These
هذا
things
في
are
فتوى من بعض العلماء مشهور، استغفر الله ليسوا علماء يعني الدجالون.
These are people claim that they're ulama, rather than the jalnoon, imposters, people lead people astray. They're writing fatwas that that's permissible. Ridiculous things like that.
هذه الأيام يحتاج الإنسان أن يتعلم فيها دينه الصحيح، لأن الأرض خطيرة جدا مملوءة بالدجاجلة، والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لن يأتي الدجال الكبير أعني الأكبر حتى تأتي قبله دجاجلة، كل يلوذ بطريق باطلة، كل يريد الطرق الباطلة. لا يأتي الدجال حتى تأتي قبله دجاجلة مفاعلة، معناها دجاجلة كثير.
And the Prophet ﷺ, he said these people that give these fatwas are in reality, he used the plural of the Dajjal, which is the imposter. He said until the real Dajjal comes, the one that manifests in the end of time, there's a hadith that says before he comes, there will be many lesser Dajjalun, these imposters that will arise. And these are the types of imposters that are manifesting and leading people astray before the big one comes.
فأحوج الناس الآن إلى التعلم هي الأمة الإسلامية في هذه الأيام، أحوج محتاجة إلى تعليم مبادئ الدين. أنا لا أريد التفسير ولا الحديث، التفسير للعوام تفسيق للعوام. من أنتم تقرؤون القرآن لا تعرفون بين لا ولا نعم، عجما أبناء عجم إلى ما لا نهاية.
He said, I mean by this that everyone must learn these obligations Shaykh is talking about in Aqidah and Fiqh, that you know what Allah commanded you, and that this is the low level, the basic minimal of what every Muslim should know. He said, and from what I'm not saying, I don't mean by that tafsir of the Quran, commentary of the Quran. He said commentary of the Quran now
تفسيق للمسلمين كلهم.
All the Muslims now who are teaching tafsir are doing tafsir. Instead of commentating, fassara is to comment and make things clear. Instead, they are spreading the corruption from it. People who don't know the difference in Arabic between yes and no are speaking about the book of Allah and commentating on it when they have no qualification to do so. He said they are somebody who doesn't know Arabic, their parents didn't know Arabic, their grandparents didn't know Arabic. All the way until there's no end, and they're sitting around speaking about the book of Allah and what Allah said and this and that. Nor am I speaking about hadith. This is not, these are high sciences for the scholars. This is, he said, I'm not referring that this is what you need to learn. Learn your fard ayn. This is what the Prophet ﷺ began his mission with. What did he teach the people?
كان يعلم كيف يعتقدون، دلة البعث، دلة الحشر، دلة اعتقاد توحيد رب العالمين. يتطهر إنسان يصلي. انظروا إلى تاريخ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
This is what the Prophet ﷺ taught. He taught people to believe in Allah, the last day. He taught them to have absolute certitude in the matters of the hereafter, about the gathering of the day of judgment, and about the sirat, and all those other things that he's speaking about, and all these things, and how to purify yourself, how to pray. This was the concern of the Messenger ﷺ. These are the things every Muslim should know.
تاريخ الإسلام.
And read in the history of Islam. Read
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال بدأ الإسلام غريبا وسيعود غريبا فطوبى للغرباء. ماذا كان يفعل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ ما كان الإسلام غريب.
And he said in a
لما كان الإسلام غريبا ماذا كان يفعل؟ الإسلام الآن أغرب.
And what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Look, he said, if you look in our history, and you have to analyze our history, he said Islam began as gharib, as a strange thing, and will return a strange thing. So give glad tidings to the people who are strangers or foreigners, or something that looks very strange. He said, when Islam was strange, the way it started in Mecca, what was the Prophet ﷺ doing in Mecca? That's what it's going to return to. So analyze the beginning of the seerah in order to understand how to apply that in your life today.
لكن الناس لا يعرفون سيرة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، لا يعتقدون أن السيرة قصص. هي ليست قصصا.
And people, they think they know the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, the stories and the lessons from his life. He said, but it's not. And then they think this is a story.
هذه حياة فيها علم وفيها يعني أخلاق وفيها يعني مجموعة فيها الشريعة كلها.
What Shaykh is saying is that when people teach seerah now, they're teaching it like from a historical perspective. He did this, he went there, like a history analytical like that. But he said seerah is not that. Seerah is a living model for us to replicate, to emulate, and to look at it and to derive lessons from it and to learn from his blessed life so we can apply those lessons in our own life. It's not just a historical, it's not just a story you read about.
عندما تجدون النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان عندما يدخل الإسلام يقول علموا صاحبكم دينا.
When someone used to convert to Islam, the Prophet ﷺ, he used to take this person's hand who became Muslim, he would take him to the companions who had the knowledge of that, and he would say, come teach your companion his religion. Meaning, how many hadiths that point out to that? Go look in the 6 books of the authentic hadith and the seerah and see how many times he did that.
أنتم الآن لما يأتي الشاب يتوب إلى الله تعالى يرجع كان فاسقا أو كان كافرا ودخل الإسلام ماذا تفعل؟ تقول شوهم سانتا شوهم مسجد هو لا يصلح لدخول المسجد لا يجوز أن يدخل المسجد.
Now when a person converts, the first thing they'll do is or a young person who returned back to practicing to the religion, or somebody of old age or whoever, one of the things they do instead of teaching them, as this hadith said, teach your companion the religion, instead of doing that they take them and say, come let me show you our mosque, this big place that we have, or let's show you your centers. And even then they're entering then into those places because perhaps they just converted, they might be in janaba, they don't know how to purify themselves. Is it allowed for a person in janaba, or you can say janaba is a state that requires a shower to become pure, mainly from having relations between spouses or other things that is lengthy, but that person is not allowed to be in a masjid until they purify their whole body with water and they make the ghusl, then they're able to enter. Maybe they don't know that and you're taking them into a place that they're not allowed to be in.
لماذا تريه المساجد؟ تعال انظر إلى الإسلام، هذا ليس الإسلام.
Why would people want to bring him to those places to show them Islam?
علموا الطهارة، علموا الصلاة.
Teach them how to take a shower properly according to Islam, how to wash accordingly properly, and how to pray. This should be the concern of a person that just converts.
المهم أهم شيء علموا المسلمين، لا تحتاج إلى دخول أحد الإسلام. عندكم من المسلمين كفاية، ما شاء الله. عندكم من المسلمين كفاية. علموا المسلمين.
The point now, what Shaykh is saying, you should all focus on the Muslims you already have. Don't worry about how many people are going to enter Islam. We have enough of our own Muslims.
عندكم ملايير المسلمين.
We have millions of Muslims. What Shaykh is advising is that we should first take care of the ones who are already Muslim, that they learn their religion and apply this correctly before we move on. First teach them and
العاقل يشغله اشتعال داره عن اشتعال دار جاره.
No, the intellectual one is the one that deals and deals with what he has on hand, not what is he has not yet reached.
يشغله اشتعال داره عن دار جاره عن دار جاره.
Basically, that concern with your own house before you move to the neighbor. First, take care of your own affairs.
علموا المسلمين.
Teach the Muslims their religion.
غثاء كالغثاء السيل، لا يعرفون الطهارة، لا يعرفون الصلاة، لا يعرفون الاعتقاد، لذلك ما عندهم لا عندهم عزة بدينهم لأن لا يعرفون دينهم.
They don't have dignity and honor from their religion. They don't feel dignified. They don't feel this sense of honor of being Muslim. They need to learn. They're like the foam of the ocean that needs to be raised in quality by knowledge and those things.
من له سؤال فليسأل.
Now, inshallah, we can take some questions. Whoever has questions. And
استغفر الله من قول بلا
نمسك. تريد أن تقرأ له طيب. أن بالنسبة للغضب ما هو سبب الغضب وما هو الحال؟ ماذا نقول لمن لا يؤمن بعلم التصوف؟ وماذا نقول لمن هو السبب؟
طيب
هذا ثلاثة أسئلة.
ماذا نقول ليش؟ الغضب ما هو الغضب الأول؟
الغضب ما هو سببه وحاله؟
هذا له أسباب موجودة في الكتاب.
نعم.
الغضب.
The question is concerning anger. There's a lot of questions, but anger, what causes it and what is its cure?
الله بحرها الزاخر أعني الغضب إن تأتي شطب ترى العجائب. الغضب يقع من كثير. الإنسان حقيقة هذا الإنسان عجيب جدا، ولذلك الله تعالى يقول وفي أنفسكم فلا تبصرون. الإنسان فيه عجائب جدا. الإنسان مركب من شيطاني ومركب من ملكي ومركب من حيواني ومركب من بهيم، يعني مركباته كثيرة، يعني ملكية شيطانية شهوانية، يعني أشياء كثيرة. قد يأتي الغضب من أي شيء، من أي قد يكون إنسان عنده شهوات ولم يجدها، قد يكون عنده خواطر شيطانية يغضب منها، قد ما أعرف هذا، ولكن أهم شيء الغضب هو له أدوية كثيرة كما قال العلامة محمد مولود، وأوصلها من الكتاب والسنة. وأيضا قبل أن ندخل في هذا وبعد أن ندخل فيه، أنا لا أريد أحدا يقول التصوف، نحن كنا نتكلم عن كتاب الله وسنة النبي. سمه ما سميته، قلنا تصوف أو تزكية أو إحسان، الأسماء لا عبرة بها. فلتؤمن بالتصوف أو تكفر بالتصوف أو تؤمن بالفقه أو لا تؤمن به، هذا شيء آخر. هو دين الإسلام، سميه فقها أو تصوفا أو أصولا أو نحوا، هذا لا يغير شيئا، إذن شيء ما يغير شيء.
نعم.
أؤمن بالتصوف أو لا تؤمن به، قل آمنوا به أو لا تؤمنوا إن الذين أوتوا العلم من قبله إذا يتلى عليهم يخرون إلى الأذقان سجدا ويقولون سبحان ربنا إن كان وعد ربنا لمفعولا. إذا كان هذا القرآن سميه تصوف ولا تسميه تصوف، سميه فقه ولا تسميه فقه، هذا لا عبرة بالأسماء. سميه ولا تسميه، أؤمن به ولا تؤمن، إذا آمنت بالمعاني فلا عبرة، ما عندنا مشكلة.
طيب. So concerning anger, he says the human being is quite an amazing thing. In a human being, we are made up of different elements. We have within us an angelic. We have an angelic nature. We have an effect from shaitanic. We have an effect from our caprice. We have all these different things that we're made up of, and at times the anger stems from not getting passions fulfilled. At times it comes from different areas. The reasons are many, and the cures are also many, as mentioned in the book of Imam Muhammad Mawlud. So inshallah, maybe you can refer to that. And all these persons asking these questions, if I may add that these are things that the Shaykh has covered in detail. If you'd like to get my information, I'll send you the lectures that he specifically goes in big details, because these are very, very lengthy, inshallah. The second part of the question is, what do we tell people who do not believe in tasawwuf? Shaykh said, all of you that...
أنا لست داعية للإيمان بالتصوف، ما عندي دعوة للإيمان بالتصوف.
He said, look, before everyone goes, I want everybody to know here what we have taught in this circle is the Quran and the Sunnah. You want to call it tasawwuf, go ahead. You don't want to call it tasawwuf, that's fine. You want to call it fiqh, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. It does not change its reality. Shaykh said, I'm not concerned with names. Names don't matter anything. It's about realities. And it's known, the usul of the Muslims, that a thing is not defined by the name, but what it actually entails and what is actually realized in that knowledge. So whatever you want to call it is irrelevant, but the knowledge comes from the Quran and the Sunnah, and that is what I've taught. Also, he says, I want everybody to know here, I am not somebody who is calling to tasawwuf. He's not an imam calling to tasawwuf. he is teaching the religion of Islam. This is the deen of Islam that he's teaching, and it's not anything other than that.
ماذا تقول بالنسبة للمساجد يدعون الكفار أن تعال ويسمعون كلام المسلمين حتى يسمعوا أو يفكر